Hi everyone, Melody here, and I just wanted to get together with the team to make sure that we have a little time to spend together and make sure everybody's on the right page and doing the right things to move themselves forward every day. I am so happy to have Scott Kloster with us here today. He is my triple diamond, and I just love him to death. So proud of him. And I want him to share with us a little bit on how he achieved that goal and maybe what he's gotten out of Success in Minutes and being personally mentored by Robert Hollis. Scott?
Would you like me just to kind of share my story, kind of like?
That would be great. I love hearing you do that, and it's always good practice because we all need to get our story down, right?
Exactly. Well, pretty much, my name's Scott Kloster. Born and raised in California. Always had stinking thinking. Used to always think everybody was a credit card, and really wasn't growing in my business. Well, pretty much, I was introduced to the industry through my friend, and I wasn't really interested in getting into network marketing. I was basically in for the product, and that's actually where I met Robert Hollis. And Robert Hollis Jr. kind of introduced me to his father, and I wouldn't really listen to what his father had to say for 5 years. So it took me 5 years before I actually started listening, and then I had Melody. She kept on telling me, you can do this, just start going through the training. And so, I eventually started going through the training, and, like I said, as I had stinking thinking, and, I wasn't listening to anything. So, I made a decision on July 23rd of last year to actually go pro with the company, and that's when I was really listening to what Robert had to say about being grateful, and you really have to write down what you're doing every single day, because you have to know what you're doing. You got to eliminate things that don't make you money. So what I started doing is I put my foot in the sand, and I said that this is it. So I just started talking to as many people as I can on Facebook, and Robert keeps talking about, you got to get good at something. You got to get good at one thing and just go with it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get good at talking to people on Facebook. So that's what I started doing, and then I started talking to everybody out there as quickly as I could and build a long trust with them. And then, my success didn't come overnight, so I had to keep putting in work every single day. I'm still building to this day relationships, and that's what the biggest thing that it really taught me was to build trust in a relationship, and because people don't care unless they know that you care. So I really, really, really want to get that across to you guys. Like, you have to talk to your people, and if you guys don't talk to you guys as people, I'm gonna probably talk to them for you. So watch out for Scott. So that's basically it, and I love it, and I thank you, Melody, for not giving up on me, because I was almost about to give up on myself, and I just thank you very much, Melody. I don't want to tear up here, but but yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I suffer from a disability, guys. I have what they call I forget the name of it, but
Asperger's.
Yeah, I have trouble focusing. So I'm here to tell you, if I can do it, you guys can do it. You guys, I make $1,200, and I mean, it might seem little to people out there, but I'm gonna be receiving that income every single month. If I decide to work harder at this or not. So it's great, wow, I can't believe I never made $1,200 in any of prior companies that I've done, so it's awesome.
Right, and I tell people all the time, Scott had to work really hard because he does have a little bit of a learning disability there, and so many times, I had to make sure that I kept that in mind, because I can't tell you how many times I've had to repeat myself and try to get my point across to him. But Scott and I have a different relationship than most people. Scott is very much like my son to me, and I can't tell you, no matter business or not, Scott and I are family. And I am so extremely proud of him, and watching him bloom. I'm sorry, I'm comparing you to a flower here, but watching you bloom, Scott, has just been It's just been truly a blessing, and I'm so glad. And every day you open your mouth, and it's something new, something that I haven't seen in you before. So I know that you're continuing with that personal development, and you're taking advantage of the training, and you're listening to the mentoring, and that is truly incredible, because I've seen the same thing for myself. I'll tell you guys, and I said it in another broadcast that Scott and I did earlier with some of the women, and it's just this. The Success in Minutes has really, really changed my life. And since I became a pro and really started to listen to Robert, because a lot of times we don't think that we need to do everything that's being taught to us. We think that we can do this and this, but we don't have to do that. When I started listening to everything that Robert was sharing, that's when I started seeing huge results in myself and being able to grow personally in myself, which I didn't even know that I needed to grow, or I had no idea what personal development was before, or why I should do it. You know, this is where somebody, the average person, I mean, I was a stay-at-home mom, guys, that, you know, I homeschooled my kids, I took care of the kids, I took them to hockey practice, I was a teen mom. That was my job. But when I found myself in a very difficult financial situation, and after losing my husband unexpectedly, I became that mother, the father, the provider, and all of that, and really had lost everything that we had owned from being very comfortable. So when I started seeing this, I mean, I had no self-esteem whatsoever. I felt like a huge failure. Like I could never really achieve anything other than maybe getting to the point where I could provide for my family. And that's where all of Robert's mentoring started really kicking in for me. And I started seeing things for myself and for my life that I never believed that could be true. So that's what I want to do, is really convey that to you, to really plug in to the platform. Start watching those trainings, and if you can, take advantage of Robert and he is documented so incredibly to be able to not only have the success of making $43 million himself, but creating 45 millionaires with the training that he's put together for us and provided for us for free at his own expense. I mean, I know he's spent, I don't know the exact number he spent, but it has to be millions of dollars that I know that he's put into this platform for us. So if we don't take advantage of that, you know, shame on us. We really don't deserve to see any better for ourselves. The one thing I did notice with this platform is that, you know, a lot of us refer to it as training. I want you to understand it is so much more than that. There is so much training out there, and we were talking about this earlier, Scott. You know, we've got Jessica Higdon's got a great training out there, Eric Worre, and so many others, and they're great. But the personal mentoring that we get from Robert, that one-on-one time that I've had with Robert, has been incredible. And just his being genuine and his pay it forward mentality has just been such an inspiration to me, because now I have something of value that I can share with other people, and it doesn't matter what industry they're in. It doesn't matter if they're a stay-at-home mom. It doesn't matter if they're a newlywed. It doesn't matter if they're a business owner or even in network marketing. This is something that is just truly incredible that we can share with every single person, no matter where they are in their life. There is some value here for them. And for myself, I've been able to see my self-esteem grow, my confidence grow, my visions grow. I was always, you know, there was a saying that I used to say, that God made our dreams 2 sizes too big so we could grow into them. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, but my dreams keep getting bigger and bigger. And I quit dreaming long ago. I grew up with the term that my dad used to refer to as pipe dreams. And it might be maybe when he was talking about us going on a trip or maybe traveling somewhere far away and or those things, or maybe obtaining a car that, I'd see a car and say, oh, that's a really nice car, I want to buy that car. And he would refer to it as a pipe dream because those are dreams that will never come true. Well, now I know I have dreams that I can achieve. There is no dream that is too big for me because I plugged into Success in Minutes and the training and that personal mentoring that I get from Robert. And I am so happy to be able to be working from my office. I can be sitting here barefoot in my office every single day, spending time all over the world with all of you, and working with some truly amazing people that have really touched my life. I know some of us on here are taking advantage of that pro mentoring, but there are some people that are just really newly introduced to Success in Minutes and just barely starting to go through those trainings. So we've got people all over the board here, and I see Randy just popped on, and Randy, you have been such an inspiration to me. I got to meet you out in Las Vegas, and I kind of want you to share a little bit with us how Success in Minutes has helped you, what you're looking to get out of it, and I want the team to meet you because you are such a special person, and again, a very genuine man. I learn so much more about you each time, and I just absolutely love you and Beth. So I'm going to ask you, Randy, will you share with us?
Well, I've said it before, I've never felt so much support in my 3 years in network marketing, right from the get-go. And I know we admired Robert so much when we first saw him a year ago that, and then to be actually involved with him and able to reach out to him. And the other day, I had Rosetta from Australia on, and Robert jumped on, and Paul was on with us too, and she didn't realize it was Robert right off the get-go in the Google Hangout. So she goes, oh my gosh, I've got 3 handsome men here. She goes, I said, I'd like to introduce you to Robert Hollis, and she was all flustered. The thing is, I mean, there's the man, and he's on there with us every step of the way. When we need him, he told Rosetta, he goes, hey, when Paul and Randy say jump, I say how high, So it's just so comforting. You have him in your corner when you need him, or Junior, Robert Jr. I mean, my gosh, it's home. I've told a lot of people I reached out to all over the world, I said, I have found a home. And because of all this, the Google Hangouts and everything, people throwing ideas together and helping each other, maybe it's somebody's stuck, and it's just, I'm just glad I met you two in Vegas.
Well, we're certainly glad we met you too. So, Randy, how are you sharing with people? Are you exclusively using social media or just Facebook, or what are you doing? Because you talk to a lot of people every day, sharing the value that we have here and how it can make a difference in their life. And I know that you've experienced, I mean, you understand the value yourself, and I think that's why you're so so consistent in passing that information along, because people see what you believe in it.
Yeah, I just reach out. I stick with Facebook. I'm not really Pinterest. My wife Beth does a little bit with Pinterest and Twitter. I'm still trying to figure out how Twitter works. I am, as you can tell, a senior citizen. But anyway, Facebook. I've been on it, a 3 years, I guess now. And the original reason I got on there, my cousin lives in Hawaii, and when I lived in Los Angeles, we hung out a little bit and got to know each other. She's my second cousin. So I said, that's a great way to reach out to Deb. Well, she didn't reach out to me for 3 months after I got on Facebook, but I've learned there's still more things to learn on Facebook. I just reach out to people and say, and on social groups, network marketing groups, to say, hi, how are you today? I've changed it around a little bit. Sometimes I'll add a couple other sentences, but basically just reaching out to people, say hello, and get to know them a little bit. And some are very nice, some are short. It just depends. But I just go with the flow.
Well, so how many people did you talk to yesterday? How many new people did you talk to?
I reached out to about 30 yesterday. I had a good day. The granddaughters weren't here, so I had a little more free time. But 30 yet today, I backed off a little bit. My back was bothering me. Poor excuse, but I probably hit close to 20 today. And it's kind of funny. When I talked to you earlier,
I said it's still early.
yeah, it's only 6:20 Eastern, so I got a little bit of time. But when I talked to you earlier today, I was talking to 3 people already that had responded pretty quickly. So it's hit and miss. It's like all of us have been in network marketing. It's a numbers game. You throw it out there, and some of it sticks on the wall, and some of it doesn't. Some of it want value, and some are excited. But I've met a lot of great people.
Yeah, well, we met some great people too when we met you and Beth, and I'm so thankful for that. I know, Kyron and Jade, you guys are there. I can see you there, and we got to spend some time together yesterday in person, and that was such a pleasure for me. I can't stress that enough, and I want to thank you for that time. And I know you guys are fairly new with us. You just both recently became pros with us. Can I ask you why you decided to become a pro and not just take advantage of the free mentoring?
Because honestly, we started jumping in and doing the daily training, and it just gave us so much confidence, knowing that we can really do this for ourselves. Like he said, honestly, it's been better than anything we've ever been in, any job we've ever had, anything. I mean, you guys are so supportive. Yeah. So it's something to definitely take advantage of while it's there. When opportunity knocks, you got to answer the door.
Right. And how many times have some of us been in a situation where we just prayed for an answer, prayed for something to change in our life, and we didn't do anything different to change that situation? And who was it? Was it Einstein, Robert? Scott, that said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results.
Yeah.
How many of us have been in that situation where we were in that loop and we just kept doing the same thing and nothing ever changed, right? I mean, I think all of us here. And one of the best things I love about Success in Minutes is that we make our own schedule. We can put in the time that we choose to put into it, but the fact that we have that support system, when we join, or when people join Success in Minutes for us, for whatever reason, if it's just for the personal development or if it's from the business aspect or to help give them a tool to grow their own business, whatever reason that is, when they get a welcome email from us, and I like to attach a personal video to them, and I know many of you have seen that it lets people know that, hey, this is not just an automatic it's not automatically generated from some system somewhere. There's a live person back here that I can communicate that's willing and saying, I'm here to help serve you. So let me know how I can help you. Scott, do you find that has more benefits from you than you just popping out a link or them getting that automatic response from the system?
Yeah, most definitely. When you send it, it's like more personal, I think. It's not just the system doing it. So I find it I do it every single time. I never really send anything from the back office. I always send it from my personal email. So.
Right. And Julian, I think that's how you say your name. Julian, I see your
Yeah,
message there.
hi.
And hi, welcome to our call here. I want to give you a big warm welcome. And
Thanks.
I don't even know. Are you part of Success in Minutes with us?
No, I've only found out about it from you.
Well, good. You saw it was public, so you joined us. Well, we are here, and we are a team that is with Success in Minutes. We work with a good friend of mine and our mentor, who is Robert Hollis. And if you don't know who he is, I would highly recommend for you to Google his name. He is a best-selling author. He's made $43 million in this industry, but most importantly, he is documented to have created 45 millionaires. And he has a platform and some information that he's put together, and we give that away free to people. So I definitely want to welcome you, but if what you hear from us interests you, feel free to contact us personally, and we'd be glad to help you. Arlene, I want to say hi to you.
Hi.
I'm so glad that you are in a point in your life that you're able to spend some time with us, and you've drawn that line in the sand to stop that insanity loop.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. And have you, I know because we just recently talked, have you had time to look at anything in your back office and any of the free training at all? And do you have any questions for us at this time?
Tonight is when I plan to do my first training because my job, JOB, had me really busy for the last couple of days. And I just kind of got back in to my regular schedule today. So no questions at this point in time. I'm just interested in hearing from other people, you know, more examples of how the training has helped them to also build their own businesses that they have.
Right, and I know that's what you were looking for, is for some kind of tools and support to help you build your business. And so many people are on here that have been with a variety of companies. I mean, this is not, you know, you have to be in one company or another to be part of this. This is pretty generic. It's white labeled, and it's basically taking all the information that Robert has had access to and his personal mentors that are top leaders all over the world, and he's put it together to be able to help everybody. His mission statement is basically to inspire, motivate, and empower people all over the world. And I think that's really speaks of who he is and what kind of a person he is. He's just so genuine, and like Randy was saying, we have such a gift that we get to really take advantage and work with him personally to have his support. A lot of companies, you can't get to the owner, the grand poobah, whoever it is there. They just have, you know, whoever introduced you to the company, that's it, and, you know, whatever. But here we have such a great support system with him and Robert Hollis Jr., who I've learned so much from as well. And you know, I just really encourage you guys, if you haven't heard of them, to really look them up and see what that documentation is behind them. Alan, I'm so glad to see you here. I know we've been playing tag here for a while, and I finally get to see your face, so that's awesome. Welcome. I think you're on mute, and if you put your cursor right above the video screen that you see, the picture that you see on your screen, you'll see some icons up there. And one will be like a microphone. And if you click on that, you can unmute yourself. see, can I do that? Do I have the ability to do that, Scott?
No, he muted himself. It's in the middle of your screen, top to top, in the middle of the top.
Just move your cursor up there and you'll be able to find it. We'll let you work on that for a little bit. One of the things that we talked about earlier, Scott and I, with with some of the ladies, I kind of wanted to touch on that a little bit today. One of the important things that I learned from Robert was to really really pay attention to what is in your back office. Really, take notes, and even if you have to do it over and over, I've gone through it several times, and I've just found that every time I take those notes, that it means something different to me. I see you unmuted yourself, Alan. I'm going to come right back to you, okay? Because I'll lose my train of thought. I've got so many things going in here, and I want to make sure I spit it out the way it is in here. So yeah, if we just pay attention to what's back there, take advantage of that free training that you have there, and really absorb what's there, because it's really going to be to your advantage, and you're going to benefit from it. And also to get excited about what you're seeing there, because if you're truly excited, genuinely excited, that enthusiasm is going to be infectious. It's going to rub off on other people. And when I talk to people, and I just basically use Facebook, that's what I'm doing. I just message chat with people that are online, and that's really how I build a rapport with people. Just simply chatting with them and asking them, how'd your day go today, and being genuinely interested in what they have to say, and building a rapport with people that way. And then I can get to because when I ask them how their day went, they ask me how I am. And I'm excited. Oh my gosh, I get to work with Robert Hollis every single day. I don't have to sell anything. I don't have to have a bunch of inventory stockpiled in my closet. I get to give free, valuable information away to everybody, and then watch people grow, like Scott, who's just been incredibly inspirational to me. So that's awesome. And then number 3 is to never give up. Never give up on, if you get discouraged and you're just not getting the results that you think that you should be getting, then you really need to reevaluate the number of people you're talking to. And it doesn't mean just talking to people, but you also have to be getting to people and sharing that information with them, sharing your link so they can obtain the information for free. And really just be able to share that with as many people as possible. And keeping it really super simple, and that's one thing I want to really stress to you guys, is to keep it simple. If we're overcomplicating things and we say, oh, well, we want to do this and we want to do that, and how can I customize my blog to this and that? To be perfectly honest, I haven't. The tools are there. Everything is already built for me. All I've been able to do is create the videos that Robert told me to do, because that was part of my mentoring and branding myself. So no matter where I go in the world, whatever I decide to do, I am branded as a person, and I'm building a following that will allow me to be successful in that area. So all I do is upload my videos to my blog. Nobody has to do that. There's great information that's already built on there that will allow you to post your blog. Once you have access to that, to post it, that will allow people to access all of that free information. So make sure that you just keep it as simple as possible. Somebody asked me, what do I say to people? And honestly, when they start asking me how my day is, and I'm telling them how excited I am, I get to work with this guy named Robert Hollis, and if you don't know who he is? Oh my gosh, you should Google him. He made $43 million in this industry. He's documented to have created 45 millionaires, and he's a best-selling author. And I get to give free stuff away every day and get paid for it. I get to enrich other people's lives every day, which is really, really important for me. Because for me, it's about helping people. I know some people on here, you're here because you want to really make money. That's great, because now you're in the right place. But for me, it's about helping people and watching people grow and getting that information free to them. So, you know, when I build rapport with people, and then I either ask them the $1 million question, who do you know? And you'll find that in your training, or I share my link with somebody. That's all that I do, and I try to do it as much as possible all day long. Does anybody have any questions up to this point? Scott, is that what you do?
I just had a question about the interview with Robert Hollis. Is it more us interviewing him or more him interviewing us?
The interview, when you're a pro, you do get to use that interview. That you can interview him.
Okay.
You get to interview him, and it's a great marketing tool. Absolutely wonderful. I know for myself, I'm saying, you know, Robert Hollis sat down with Barbara Walters. He was with Hugh Downs. He was on 2020. He's been interviewed by countless success magazines. So now I get to sit down and ask him anything that I want. Anything that I want. And then I had him explain a little bit of what Success in Minutes was and how it can benefit other people. So now I get to share that with people and say, I got to sit down with this guy.
Yeah,
this is my business partner. This is who I spend my days with. So that validates me for maybe the people that knew me in my past, that knew that of my failures, that knew that I had really nothing to offer to people. But now I've got it right, and I'm hooked up with Robert Hollis. What a great marketing tool that is in itself. That's one of the benefits you get as a pro. But I will tell you, because we are growing so quickly, and I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but we've had so many people join just since the first of the year and I think there was like 1,700 and something people joined since February 1st, and we're on the 5th. We're just growing like crazy. So if you are a pro and you have not done your interview yet, then you need to get that scheduled right away. If you're going to want to use that as a marketing tool for yourself. If you're not a pro and you don't have that ability yet, I would just say, you know what, plug into the free system and start growing yourself. I made a commitment for the year 2015, and that was to work on me. I'm going to become a better me. I'm going to be feeding myself with as much personal development along with the mentoring from Robert to grow myself, because I didn't know that was important, and now I do, and now I'm starting to see the results of that. You know, being able to be a better communicator, more self-esteem, just the confidence that I'm getting from this is incredible. You guys would have never recognized me before. I hardly recognize myself now. So, and Scott, you've known me for many, many years. So you know how I've changed. So it's pretty incredible. I would have never gotten on a camera here with you guys before. Never, no way, not happening.
But whole new melody.
But what I'm finding, and I'm not saying that it's easy for me, I still have to make myself get out of my comfort zone for that growth. And I'll tell you, when Robert told me, you know, you need to do this, this, and that was to start branding myself making videos. And all I can think of is, what in the world am I going to say? Why would anybody ever want to listen to me? And I have nothing to offer. I have nothing of importance to say. But once I did that, I started finding that I was being contacted from people from all over the world, and I wasn't selling a product. I wasn't, you know, pushing services of any kind. It was just me. It was Melody Raw, and just speaking from my heart. And whatever the topic was that I thought of that day, or whatever, maybe I got it from a conversation that I was having with friends, or something that I read, or a video that inspired me or motivated me that day. So it's really important for you guys to understand that whatever Robert says in that mentoring thing, you really need to do it. You have to do it if you want to see the potential, get the most out of your potential. Alan, I noticed that you have the ability to unlock your microphone, and I know that you really haven't started much of the training, but you do know Robert Hollis, and I know that you specifically are looking for some sort of change. Can you share that with us a little bit, what you're looking for?
He's on mute again.
It's a technology game. I love it.
There you go.
All right, Alan, you're unmuted.
Just having an issue here right now with my microphones.
Well, we can hear you.
No, okay. It's showing. Actually showing it's still muted. So, yeah, you and I've been working a little bit closely together on some things, and we've actually sat down the other day. We set up some goals and stuff. Still working on some training, and which I'm going to be doing after this chat tonight. And hopefully, I actually am looking at a blank screen right now. So,
well, we can see you, and we can hear you fine. What is it specifically that you think you want to achieve with Success in Minutes? What are you looking to get out of it?
The further and better the adventures that I've undertaken with such organizations as Healthy Home Company, Instant Rewards, Unlimited Profits, my own business of Dynamic Crops, just to make me a better person, a little bit more self-confident in talking to people, those kind of things.
And do you think maybe Robert has something to offer when it comes to helping you be more successful in those companies?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I think he knows a little something, something, huh?
Absolutely.
Well,
you and I have been friends, and we've undertaken some adventures together in different places, different companies, and so when you suggested looking into it, that's the reason why I jumped into it and jumped on it.
Well, good. We're happy to have you as part of our family, and I'm really excited to see how you're going to benefit from this. And is there anything that anybody would like to add at this time, or any questions? Or Randy, I mean, you always look like you have something to say.
I was actually replying a question. Sorry.
Okay.
Technology now, you can do things on your phone and be on here, and I just hate to keep people waiting if I can't, If they respond to me, I like to try to get back to them as soon as I can and show them I really do care, which I do. But it's so cool to help people. Just like you said, it's just, I tell people the same thing. I thought all I do all day is offer people free training for my multimillionaire. He's documented, and he's helped 45 other people, and he wants to help more. Some people, yeah, right. And then some people, I want to know more. So that's just the way it is with people. But they're always, some are guarded, a little defensive. Sometimes you have to break that down, and we all face that. And if it ends with them being negative, you just say, tell them, have a nice day. I wish you the best, and move on. That's all you can do. Some people don't want to be helped.
one of the things that I started doing, and it really helped me, and I don't know if it's good for me to suggest this or not, but it really helped me, and especially people that were negative, I started playing a game with them. And my game, whether it's on the phone or it's in a chat, my game is to see how long I could keep them talking. What am I going to lose? They're already being negative, and I can't tell you how many times people turned 360 on me and started initiating the conversation to go deeper and further and all of that. So that's really kind of fun, because sometimes people think, well, how do I know you and why are you writing me, and that type of attitude. And I get that. I originally started using social media to keep in touch with my friends and people that I knew that we had, many, many miles between us. So that's why I started using social media. I had never intended on talking to anybody that I didn't know. That was not my intention, but I'll tell you, little Scott Kloster here, he friended me on a social media, one that we shouldn't name. It starts with an M
And with a space.
Anyways, he friended me there, and that's how I met him. And I think every single person that I see here, I have been able to keep the relationship with all of you through social media. I know, Randy, you and I and Beth and Scott and Doug, we all met in Vegas, but if it weren't for social media, we wouldn't be communicating. Arlene, we met each other through common friends, but we kept our relationship through social media. Alan, the same, and Kyron and Jade, I think we've met in person at common events, but we've been able to stay connected and build a relationship through social media. So social media is incredibly powerful, and never would I have thought I would be here today. So if you understand the power behind it and the strength of the relationships, because I think most of the relationships I've built on Facebook or through social media are, I'm almost embarrassed to say, stronger than some of the relationships that I have with people that are in my life personally. So there's a lot of power there, and we need to understand how to use that to our advantage, how to use that to be able to build our business or whatever. I started using Success in Minutes because my full intention was to build my network marketing company. Now, I'm not really a network marketer, and I struggled and struggled and struggled. I mean, Scott knows this. He introduced me to it. But that's where I met Robert Hollis and Robert Hollis Jr. and started sitting under their leadership and learning so many things that made a difference. So, of course, when Unlimited Profits and Success in Minutes came about, I was using it as motivation and a teaching, but it wasn't until just recently where I thought, hey, wait a minute, I can mesh this business with Unlimited Profits and Success in Minutes and grow them together, because I didn't have to pick either or. Success in Minutes was a tool for me to use to grow my business. So that's where I saw that happening, and it wasn't soon after that where I was growing bigger than, I was growing so fast with Success in Minutes that my vision got even bigger than my network marketing company. And I find that's happening with so many people. I know, Randy, you and I had talked about that, and Danielle and I had talked about that too. It's just the possibilities are really endless. So, Scott, do you feel the same?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
See how social media and me and you met, and we're all doing this on the internet. I have not met one of my pros, except actually one of my pros lives like 20 minutes away, so it's crazy.
Yeah, well, there is a lot of distance between a lot of us, and Scott and you and I used to spend a lot of time together in person. And I will tell you, because we spend so much time here, we don't, I think you owe me a lunch or two. I don't know what that is, but we don't do that.
Oh man, you gotta bring that up.
So, anyways, I'm just glad that we all got to get together here. I really want to recommend that you connect with each other, because we are a team. We work together as a team. We support each other as a team, and reach out to us if you have any questions or as you're going through the training, maybe something comes up and you have something that you're not sure of. So let us point guide and direct you. We will be point guiding and direct you straight to Robert Hollis and whatever that video is he did, or the specific training that he did, or anything like that, because you really don't want to learn from me, guys. You don't want to learn from Scott. You want to learn from the man, Robert Hollis, and with all of his documentation, and Robert Hollis Jr. as well. So I want to thank you all for your time today. I hope that we all get to talk again soon. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'm going to say goodbye and have a great evening. Don't forget, the Pro Mentor Training is at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, so I should be able to see most of you there. If you want to join us, let me know, and I'll make sure that we can get you there too. All right, guys. I'll see you when I see you.
I knew that was
Bye.
coming.
Thank
I knew
you.
that was coming.
Thank you.
Love y'all. Bye.
Have a blessed